they get up and leave? Why do they get up and leave? Tell you they love you, then get up.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the episode of the NBA Recap. Yes, sir. Back in with a video, back in the episode, and today we're gonna since it's the All-Star weekend, there's obviously no games to talk about, so we're going in my bag and see what we got. Shout out to my boy Mark Holmes for giving me this idea to talk about some of the playoff contenders that are gonna be in the playoffs. Today we're gonna talk about the West first, and also we're gonna give a deep analysis on which team would come out the best and which team would lose. So we're also gonna talk about, since we're gonna assume that every team is healthy. So for example, the Lakers, they have a healthy Anthony Davis. For the Clippers, they have both Kawhi and PG ready to go. So this is gonna be a good this is gonna be a little fun video. Once again, shout out to my boy Mark Holmes for giving me this idea. And today we're gonna dive in. So without further ado, let's get into the bracket. All right. So the first bracket we're gonna see is the Utah Jazz versus Dallas Mavericks first. Now, obviously, this is a 1 versus 8 matchup, so we don't know what's gonna happen with that 8 seed. We know with the playing game going on, but for now, we're just gonna take Dallas because they do have the better record. So we're just gonna take them for Dallas. Now, I don't know what the deal is with Porzingis. We don't know if he's gonna be fully ready for anything, but we're just gonna assume that he is. But we all know that this team is very dangerous with Porzingis in the lineup. And the Utah, man, Utah is on. They're the best team in the NBA. They're one of the hottest teams in the NBA. They have come down to earth a little bit with some of these recent losses that they have, but it doesn't really matter. I think they still probably take the West, but it's gonna be a pretty good one. These players are gonna be pretty nice. 1 versus 8. So for Utah, man, they got that Donovan. They got Donovan Mitchell. They got Rudy Gobert. They got their Mike Conley, who's now an All Star apparently. Congrats to him. I think it should have been DeMar DeRozan, but hey, who knows? Um, I think for Dallas, when they have Luka Doncic, the superstar, they have Porzingis. This matchup, in my opinion, would be 4-2, Utah's way, because Utah is so skilled. The way that they're moving the ball, I don't know how they're gonna be in the playoffs, but with Utah, it's gonna be a 4-2 matchup. Dallas will probably lose this, since they're just this that they're missing some pieces, man. They're missing some pieces. I think they're missing some. I think they're mainly missing that shooting that Seth Curry brought for them last year. That's what made them so successful. I do think they would have won in that playoff series against the Clippers. The Clippers got really lucky that series. But for Utah, man, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson, all those guys. I think they would do a number on the Dallas Mavericks, and I believe it will be a 4-2 matchup. Next people want to talk about is Phoenix versus San Antonio, man. The 2 versus 7 matchup, I think that this will be a really good matchup. And I believe that Phoenix will win this series 4-2. Actually, no, I have actually 4-1. 4-1. I think Phoenix is such a different dynamic team. We all know that they went 8-0 in the bubble. They're such a dynamic new team. They're under the leash of Chris Paul now. Monty Williams doing a great job coaching there. Like, props up for the black coaches that are going out and going crazy down there. This will be a really good matchup for the Spurs, man. They're a really good I believe since my last video, man. They're a really good all around team. As far as their bench can be their starters basically. That's how great they are. For San Antonio, DeMar DeRozan will still be doing his thing. I know LaMarcus Aldridge is coming off the bench now, but I think this team is still pretty good. They happen to be they're 7th in the West, so they're still doing good things. On least with DeMar DeRozan, I really think he should have been an All-Star instead of Mike Conley. That's just my personal opinion. No offense, Utah fans, but DeMar DeRozan should have been an All-Star this year. And I think this will probably go down 4-1 Phoenix's way. They're just so skilled, man. They got their young wings, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, man. DeAndre Ayton's doing work. Chris Paul and Devin Booker obviously are doing great things, man. Hopefully Devin Booker's injury is okay. Um, yeah, this will be a pretty mean beatdown maybe, and it'll be a very tough matchup for them to go through. Um, this will be a very interesting series to watch. I'd be watching the series more than probably any other series, but yeah, this will be a marquee matchup. Next game we want to talk about is the Lakers versus Denver, man. This will be once again another marquee matchup. You know, a rematch from the Western Conference Finals last year. Um, I think though, I think the Lakers will probably win this 4-1 like they did last year. I think that once you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, if he's healthy, Dennis Schroeder, man, they're such a better team than they were last year. I know that their record really doesn't say that. I know they lost a lot of these games, but I feel like when this team is all together, they're all healthy, they're all ready to go. I think they're the best team in the league. Maybe the Nets are the best team in the league. I really hope. I don't. In my personal opinion, being the Nets fan, I feel the Lakers are the best team, but when they're healthy, but obviously the Nets, man, the Nets are a close second. I think the Lakers would beat the Denver Nuggets, 4-1. If you got LeBron James, you got Anthony Davis, you got Dennis Schroeder coming, being your point guard, man. Montrezl Harrell coming off the bench. I don't know what they're gonna do I don't know what they're gonna do in the trade deadline. I don't know if they're gonna get some new pieces, but the way that they're currently constructed right now, I do believe they're the favorites to win the championship again. Um, Denver, man, Denver's a really tough team, man. I know that I want to. Jamal Murray has been on a tear recently, man. He's been bubble Jamal Murray for the past few weeks, actually the past month, to be honest. He's finally coming back into his own. Nikola Jokic is still doing great things, man. Still giving you a 30-point triple double every now and then. They got Michael Porter Jr., who's shown flashes where he could be like the next Kevin Durant. All he needs is that defense, man. This team is tough, man. They got Monte Morris coming off the bench. They got the rookies in R.J. Hampton and Zeke Naji, and they got a lot of tough guys for their team, man. This though, however, I still feel like they would go down. We don't know the extent of Gary Harris's injury. I don't know if I've seen him in a game in a while. So I know Gary Harris is not really the typical scorer that they want, but at the same time, he still provides you good stuff on the defensive end. And this team is. I feel like if it was any other team, I feel like they would beat this team. But it's the Lakers, man, the best team in my opinion. You got LeBron, you got two top five players on your team, man. It's a hard thing to gamble, man. It'll be really hard to beat this team, especially with all the things going on. So the next series I want to talk about is the Clippers versus Portland, man. This would be one of the best matchups, especially if the Blazers are fully healthy with Dame, CJ, and Nurkic. I heard CJ is about to come back, and the Clippers, man, they're fully healthy, man. This would be an incredible series, man. We remember last year, Paul George, Pat Bev were talking trash about Damian Lillard, man. This would be the time for them to back up that talk, man. Back up that talk. This will be a very interesting series. For me, I think the series will go seven, in my opinion. This series will definitely go seven. Um, I think it'll be 4-3 Clippers, obviously, but I think it'll be a very fun series to watch. We know we've seen what CJ McCollum can do in the playoffs in the clutch. We've seen what obviously Dame Lillard is doing ridiculous. Ironically, on Paul George's head, he hit that mean step back three from like 50 feet out to really call a game and send them goodbye. Man, that was the most disrespectful moment I've ever seen in my entire life. But yeah, this will be a marquee matchup. Kawhi, Paul George versus Dame and CJ, man. They also got Big Nurk over there. They got Serge Ibaka for the Clippers, man. This will be a very good matchup to watch. This will be very valued. I think the Clippers will try to. I think the Clippers will try to more outshoot them because they are better from the three but they are better from the three than Portland, man. And Portland's defense is still iffy, man. They got Rocco was a great 3-and-D guard, but 3-and-D like forward, but at the same time, he's not really having the greatest season ever for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because he's not really getting the ball as much, but he's still being a terror on the defensive end. This will still be a very very good matchup to watch. This will be one of the main matchups I would watch, and I really hope it does go seven because that'd be one of the best series in the first round. All these first rounds would be pretty tough, man. I think Phoenix probably has the easiest matchup against San Antonio, but hey man, these would be fire series, man. And that's for the West. That's always for the West first round. I'll do another video when it comes to the second round. But yeah, this will be a very interesting bracket to watch. I'll be very excited. So once again, I'm gonna do a quick run through again. Utah versus Dallas. I believe that series will go 4-2 Utah's way. For Phoenix versus San Antonio, I would believe it would go 4-1 Phoenix's way. For LA Lakers versus Denver, I believe it will also go 4-1. LA Clippers versus Portland would go 7 games, man. I think these would be the matches, man. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me. This is just for the West pool, man. I'll get to the East end of the video, probably tomorrow's video, because you can't really review the All-Star game because it's still fun, but I won't be able to review it all the way. And yeah, so next piece of news we're gonna talk about is apparently Blake Griffin has officially been bought out, man, from the Detroit Pistons. I know that's a hell of a lot of money, man. I heard he rejected even $13 million. And a lot of contender teams want him, man. I know the Nets are the main place that is the perfect landing spot for him. Apparently, is what they want. It's what they want him to. It's like the leading candidate for where Blake Griffin wants to go. I know the Lakers are there. The Clippers want a reunion. Utah. The Heat is on there, but I think it's mainly the contenders that he wants to go to. I think if you were to go to contender, man, it would change. It won't be like a significant, like, over the top change unless he plays better there. But at the end of the day, like, having Blake Griffin, man, would be the Nets are the leading candidate. If the Nets get Blake Griffin, man, we are unstoppable. Okay, at least on the offensive end, man, we're unstoppable. Because obviously he's having a pretty down year with 12 points, but dude, if he was to get into this team, man, ridiculous. If he was going to Lakers, powerhouse, man. He could play like small ball 5 or a 4, maybe, because they don't. The Lakers, I don't think they have that many 4s. I think it's Anthony Davis and Markieff Morris were the only 4s. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me know in the comments. I doubt the Clippers would get Blake Griffin because just the way that things went was just so bad. I was watching his podcast and they were talking about how like the way he left was so bad. And we all saw it, man. We all saw it. It was really bad the way he left. But at the same time, it's still Blake Griffin. I don't know if the reason that he's playing so bad now is because he's in Detroit. But hey, maybe with this new contending team that he wants to go to, they'll be great and they'll be a better team, man. I really hope he does go. I really don't want him to go to the Nets because we don't really need more offense. It's really just ridiculous at this point. We need defense. Defense is what we need. Hopefully, we will get people in the buyout market. There's not really that many people. Maybe they're looking for Drummond, Hassan Whiteside. I know the Lakers have a keen eye on Hassan Whiteside. They're looking at more Hassan Whiteside. But we just need defense, man. At the end of the day. We just need defense for the Lakers, man. Like I said, like Blake Griffin wouldn't be a difference maker. So same thing with the Clippers, man. Wouldn't be a difference maker. He'd just be on the court, maybe coming off the bench. That's what he is nowadays. That's what he's looking like anyway nowadays. And yeah, that was my main spiel of the brackets and Blake Griffin. What you think? Who will win these series, man? If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, and yeah, as always, we out. Peace.
Yeah.